So then I said, with a face like that, you'll need a 50-stop filter.
Adam, do you want that dessert now?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. Ooh, a specialty coming up.
What is that?
It's a Flake Dog.
No.
It's Gavin's favorite. Eat it.
No, I'm not eating that.
Eat it.
No.
Eat my wiener! 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 Eat my wiener!
I did try to tell you.
Eat my wiener!
Well, it's 6 a.m. and it's actually -2 here in the Rockies, -2 Celsius. So everything's frozen and there's ice over the windows and stuff. But we've got Grumpacious to the left and Brent to the right. So this is going to be a second attempt at the Mount Birdwood shot that I failed at about 2 weeks ago. But neither of these two are up yet, so hopefully the sound of my engine has politely woken them up and they're ready to go very soon, because if they're not, I'm going without them. Now it's going to be interesting to see what happens between these two, because well, Brent wanted Cletus, if you remember.
He's my dog. Just forget about it.
You know,
Get your own dog.
You know. And well, Cletus has chosen Adam. So there may be some conflict when Brent realises what's happened. Anyway, we'll see how these two... I mean, normally they get along fine, but Brent gets a little bit jealous when it comes to Cletus, so we'll see. Anyway, we'll just wait for these guys to wake up and then we'll go. Oh, I can hear a really dodgy fan belt. That must be Uncle. Started his engine. It must be freezing in there. Oh, I bet he's wishing that he had a camper with a hot gas furnace in it. I bet he is. You a bit cold there. It's -2.
It's a bit.
Yeah.
Did you get that heater in my van?
Yeah, we got a lovely propane furnace.
I know, it kept me awake all night.
Not all night.
That and the mice. I got mice in my van.
You don't.
I do.
Still?
Well, there's a new one.
Is it a new family?
He's moved in.
I noticed that dodgy fan belt was squealing a bit there.
Yeah, that's fine. I can get that. It's just his timing.
That's good. It'll have woken Brent up.
Oh, there.
Yeah, he showed up. Yeah.
Oh, right.
So
You were up. I've been up since 3.
I got up at 3.
I saw the light on. What were you doing? Like doing videos?
Where are you going with this? No, I had to check all the footage from this before I formatted the card, so that took an hour.
Oh.
Yeah, that's part of the job here, is that you have to check your footage and do your maintenance and your admin. It's tedious.
Not many clouds this morning.
No, but you see over there, that's the direction where the light's going to hit.
Right.
We might see something coalesce. So I'd rather that than too many bloody clouds.
True.
I'd invite you in, but there's... You know,
get my van and warm up.
Yeah.
I was waiting for the windshield to...
melt. All right, well, I guess we'll set off in about 5-10 minutes.
So you're right on the road then?
Right on the
Can't
road.
miss you.
Yeah, you can't miss me, yeah. See ya.
Oh, I feel like a bag of shit.
You look like a bag of shit too. The abominable Brent, man.
Oh, God.
How much sleep did you get?
I don't know, but I had a dream that you were having a shit just outside of my door of my truck.
The toilet's right there.
I remember getting so mad at you though.
Yeah,
Take that!
Yeah, that really happened.
Oh, okay.
That was a real thing that happened right beside where you were sleeping. So it wasn't a nightmare. It was a wonderful dream, or a memory.
All right. Well, it's time to get rolling here.
Yeah, let's head down the road and get prepped. All right, we'll see you down there.
Okay.
All right.
As soon as Father Steptoad scraped the mouse droppings from his windscreen, we hit the road and arrived at the shoot just in time for sunrise.
Right, guys, are you ready for a very, very considerable and strenuous hike?
Oh, yeah. No, I'm ready. How far are we going?
Well, you'll find out. So it's brutal. I'll show you. what you do is you just lift your leg over that. Oh. And that's it, we're here. So I'm back on the slope of failure. This is where I have never once...
Everlasting sorrow.
Everlasting sorrow? Well, I'm hoping it's not everlasting. I'm hoping that I get the shot today. So as you'll remember from the 2 previous vlogs that I've done where I've tried to get this shot and failed, it's all about this gap over here. So let me just point this up. Over in the east, if I get a gap, that lovely rising sun has a chance to illuminate Birdwood Peak there and associated friends in that whole mountain range. Talking of associated friends, I've got Grumpacious Maximus, the Sourest, Volume 2.
Sourest?
The Sourest.
Volume 2.
And I've got, should I call him Brent or Fabian? I guess the syrup's not on yet, so just Brent today. Well, this is appropriate footwear.
Those are proper camel toes, those are.
You got the moose knuckles there. That one's a bit red there, Gavin.
It's a bit inflamed.
My moose knuckle is somewhat inflamed, I must admit. Anyway, about this shot. You would think that these trees here would annoy me, but I actually kind of like them. I don't mind them. And I've got this little yellow bush over on the slope, which kind of fills some of that boring space by the slope. At least it gives it a splash of colour. And I've got as much of this mountain range as I can possibly fit in the frame, which doesn't leave much for sky, but if I get just a little bit of colour in those clouds and those peaks, then I've got a shot. So as always, without fail, amazing clouds right behind where we're shooting, and amazing clouds just to the left of where we're shooting. It's just a glimmer of pink where we need it, so there's a chance. This looks like the Fujifilm fanboy club, and we've got small, medium and large.
Oh yeah.
So that's your small, the 100 megapixel. That's your medium, 50 megapixel. It's just a big camera. And then the big daddy, 100 megapixel. See, Adam had to go for the phallic peeper.
It's even bigger.
Yeah.
Which actually, it's a bit of a pain. Sometimes it doesn't work. It's a bit temperamental. Because I knocked it.
You mean the screen sort of doesn't work?
Well, sometimes I'll put my eye to it and nothing happens. It'll be on the back. So I have to keep...
Yeah, it does that with this one as well.
I've had this a couple of times where the screen gets all sort of jittery and fuzzy and I have to tap it a few times.
Yeah. Get these weird lines.
Yeah.
So while those 2 nerds talked about their boring cameras, I thought I'd check on Amanda and see how she was killing time.
What are you waiting for?
What do you think?
Light.
The light. Always the same old game, eh?
What are the chances?
Slim. Slims it on, yes.
Why?
Because that's just how it is.
Because it's all cloudy.
Yeah, that cloud over there is buggering the job up. It's preventing me from glory. Can you think me some light?
Do 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 do. It's not working. Do do.
So I got this new shell waterproof layer because my last one it wasn't very waterproof. And none of them really seem to be waterproof. Maybe I don't understand the definition of waterproof. That's probably what it is. But I got this one oversized. This is, what is it, an extra large? Mm-hmm. And I got it extra large so that I could fit 4 or 5 puffy layers underneath it, because that Lake O'Hara trip made me realise that my layers just don't keep me warm. It wasn't even that cold. But I look kind of ridiculous. I'm kind of Michelin manned. Sleeves are a bit too long, so they don't pay me to mention this Patagonia.
Not yet.
But if you're watching,
get in touch, eh?
get in touch, eh?
living a life of landscape photography involves lots of hurry up and wait, and maybe unrealistic expectations.
Well, it's been 45 minutes and it's not getting any better, love.
No?
So frustrating. I think this is maybe my 15th attempt at this.
Really?
Yeah, it's like the bane of my life. It's the one that eludes me every single time, and the conditions are perfect today. Like larch trees, lovely yellows in the valley, bit of snow on the peaks. Frustratos Maximus, I must admit.
Well, look how fast the clouds are moving, really.
They're moving rapidly. But the ones in the east aren't. The ones that are very, very far away, they're just stuck there like a blanket of crapness. Some guy just pulled over in front of us. Don't you always find that if you park up somewhere and you've got a tripod out on the slope, someone driving past sees that and says, oh, they must have got a good shot. They've parked up and they've got their tripod out, and they do the same. It's like a magnet for other photographers when you are visible from the road. Instagrammers.
I've never been on Instagram.
It's shit, don't bother. Nobody wants to know what we had for breakfast.
Well, we haven't really had it yet.
Exactly. You know that if we quit and leave, the light will kick off. Guaranteed. But if we stay, it won't happen. That always seems to be the case. Once you mentally accept it's done, it's time to move on, and you commit to leaving, then it kicks off. How to do that and then turn back.
I decided to give it 10 more minutes while enjoying a delicious breakfast of oranges, while making sure to keep an eye on the clouds.
Do you have one of those useless skills that are quite phenomenal but utterly useless? Well, one of mine is peeling an orange and absolutely always having an S-shaped peel. I can do it without fail every single time. If only that skill could make me money.
My 10 minutes was up, and it was time to get back out in the cold.
So I can just see off in the distance, the second blush has started to happen. And you probably can't see it in this shot, but there's some peaks just over there that are catching that really beautiful orange glow. And I think there's a chance it's going to happen right where we want it. Please give me this shot. So after taking refuge in the truck to warm up my feet, I'm going back down.
Look at these two medium format fanboys, non-stop nattering. Oh, I've got a tilt shift lens. Yeah, but I've got more lenses. Yeah, but I shoot JPEG. Oh, I shoot RAW. Oh, and look at my EVF.
Nerds.
With the grace and elegance of a gazelle in its prime, I sashayed down the hill and back to my camera, where things were actually looking quite promising. Maybe I would get this shot after all.
Well, Grumpton must have got a good shot because he's finally retreated to the tea making station, and he wouldn't do that if he didn't feel like he had a shot in the bag. So I think all of us are quite happy with what we got here. What do you think, Brent?
Brilliant. Yeah, the light on there, the light hitting the lark is perfect.
It's pretty good. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's pretty good. I'm happy with this. So now we've got light just licking the foothills. And I love that because it really accentuates those beautiful curves that come into the center of the shot. Really makes it a lot more dynamic and interesting. And I love this one, let me just take another shot, this lone cloud that's peeling off the top of birdwood there. So this moment right now might actually be the best. So I'm gonna stop waffling and keep shooting.
There was something about that lovely soft light that gave me an idea. Something that you don't really see me do very often, and only when the moment seems just right. I don't do black and white photography very often, but on those rare occasions when the light paints the scene with a beautiful contrast, texture and drama, well then it's almost begging for it. So if you liked this, post a comment and let me know.
Grumpton's back. I think you missed the best of the light, mate. The clouds have all gone.
Oh, I like the better without clouds. I like pure blue sky. Oh, I had a pancake and a muffin.
Can I have a muffin? Is it chocolate?
No. Bran. Bran.
Bran?
Yeah, good for the roids.
I can't fathom why Bran would even exist. And the only thing that's even worse is Bran and raisin. You haven't done that, have you?
Yeah,
Why?
because I like them.
There is no good reason for either Bran or raisins to exist. If I was emperor, they would be banned.
Emperor Hardcastle.
Well, we do live in a dictatorship, by the way. Oh, sorry, politics. Never mind. Well, I reckon we've seen the best of the light. I don't think it's going to get any better than that. So, should we move down the road? What are you doing? You got no gloves?
Got no hands.
We're going to go. We haven't decided what we're going to do next, but Brent said that there's a nice lake view about 20 minutes down the road, which neither one of us has seen before, even though we've extensively rinsed this area. So I'm curious to see what it's like. Well, it's many, many hours later. It's sunset now, so this is basically a sunrise to sunset vlog. And we've come out to Highway 1A. Is it the Bow Valley Parkway, Adam? It's called the Bow Valley Parkway, and it's a long time since I've been here, many, many years. The reason why you come here is because of all these fall colours that you can probably see behind me and behind Grumpacious over there.
And that was the moment that he clocked my composition, resolved to copy it, and then had the cheek to claim that I'd copied him. I mean, you know, I'm flattered. I am flattered, but he's a right bugger.
And it was closed last year. I don't know why. A lot of Banff National Park was closed last year. Don't know why. But anyway, this year, thankfully, it's open. And I've come here on the hunt for fall colours. But what I've found, I mean, I've spent a good hour now trying to find some just simple tree shots, but couldn't quite find one with the right arrangement and the kind of light that I wanted. So now I've got this telephoto shot of, I don't know what this mountain is over here, but this peak, this little nub that you can see in the distance, has always fascinated me. Every time I drove from Banff to Castle Junction, either way, I've always wondered what this peak is. So I'll actually do a bit of research for once and I'll let you know what it's called. But that peak fascinates me, but luckily today, I've got it surrounded by all of these beautiful yellow poplars with their silver trunks. I love that silver bark. So silver bark, yellow leaves, glowing mountain in the distance. What more do you want? It's a recipe for a killer shot. And also the cloud formations change constantly. So sometimes they're a bit more interesting, sometimes they're a bit less interesting. But look at that. The top of the peak is lit and the bottom of the peak is lit, and there's also a splash of light in the valley, and then it's just this little dark stripe, which I love, with a wispy cloud over the top. And because I'm shooting at about 200mm, I made sure I've got the 10-second timer on, just so that any kind of vibration from me hitting that shutter is dissipated by the time it takes the shot. And that is really it. Just a dead simple shot, really. And we've got no wind, which is such a joy, because the last few days have been so windy. And of course, with no wind means very, very still leaves. Ooh, that is quite juicy. Let me just underexpose that a little bit. What I really don't want with this shot is the wind rustling up the leaves so they just become a little blur, which I don't want. I want them nice and calm and just frozen in place so that you can see all of that beautiful, delicious colour. Anyway, so if this shot turns out to be any good, here's the shot.
Once again, we'd been lucky enough to enjoy a brilliant day out. Now, before I play the bloopers from this adventure, please give this video a like, and if you're not already subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button and be sure to tickle my bell.
Yes. Have you ever seen a dinosaur before?
No.
I have.
Are you going to say Adam Gibbs?
How did you know? You bugger. You know me so well.
What were you going to say?
That's what I was going to say. I can't deal with it. I can't act with that. It's too funny. Okay.
Eat it.
No. Gavin, no. I don't want it.
Okay. Can I have a muffin? Is it chocolate?
No. Bran.
I did try to tell you. Why am I not filming that?
I don't know.
Say, eat my wiener.
Eat my wiener.
You gotta do the line, love.
Eat my wiener. Eat my wiener.
Try not to smile so much.
Eat my wiener.
Oh, he's good at that.
You gotta be angry with it.
Oh, right.
Angry with the wiener.
Because I'm
That's brilliant. Don't swallow yet, will you? I know you're tempted. Quick, before he chokes.
Eat my wiener. Eat my wiener. Eat my wiener.
Okay, that's perfect.
That went over well.
How's it taste?
Delicious.
I wish I was filming that now, actually. That's some good gobbling.
Do some.